Have you ever loved someone so deeply that even a statue could not capture the greatness of their heart? ARMY. Imagine walking into a country and suddenly seeing a giant statue. Not of a king, not of a politician, but of Kim Taehyung V of BTS. Would you cry? Would you smile? Or would you stand there frozen, realizing just how far one man's voice has traveled? Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, because this story isn't just about a statue. It's about love, legacy, and how one country turned admiration into something eternal. It all began quietly. At first, it was just whispers. Small fan projects, murals, little cafes decorated with Taehyung's photos. But whispers have a way of growing. Soon, what started as a single fan's dream became a movement. And that movement caught the attention of an entire nation. Why do we build statues? Think about it. Statues are built for emperors, for leaders, for people who shaped history. But here's the twist. Taehyung isn't a king sitting on a throne. He's an artist, a singer, a dreamer, a boy who once looked at the stars and thought, "Someday I'll shine too." I remember the day the news spread online. Country announces giant statue of Kim Taehyung. First, nobody believed it. How could it be real? Some fans cried instantly. Others laughed nervously, saying, "Is this true? Or just another rumor?" But then official sources confirmed it. This wasn't just fan art. This wasn't just a temporary exhibition. This was a nation saying, "We want Taehyung's legacy carved into stone, standing tall for generations to come." Picture this with me. You're walking through the city. The air is warm, the streets are buzzing. And then suddenly you look up. There he is, a giant statue of Taehyung. His gaze looking toward the horizon, as if he's still dreaming, still reaching, still believing in tomorrow. You feel your chest tighten, because you realize, this isn't just stone. This is hope carved into marble. This is every lonely night Taehyung sang through. Every tear he turned into music. Every dream he made possible for us. And people who don't even speak Korean. They stop. They stare. They ask, who is he? And ARMY gets to answer with pride. He's Kim Taehyung. He's more than a singer. He's the voice of a generation. Now why would a country, far from Korea, choose to immortalize Taehyung in stone? The answer lies in impact. Taehyung isn't just famous. He's healing. His songs, his voice, his art. It crossed borders like sunlight slipping through curtains. In this country, fans shared stories of depression fading, of loneliness shrinking, of hope returning. All because of Taehyung's music. Leaders saw this and realized one young man could bring such unity. And they made a decision. Statues are not just for kings. They are for those who heal hearts. Do you know what happened next? Airports filled with ARMY. Fans traveled miles just to stand before the statue. Some placed flowers at its base. Some wrote letters, tucking them between the cracks of stone. Some simply stood there in silence, tears streaming, whispering, "Thank you, Taehyung, for existing." It became more than a monument. It became a pilgrimage site. A place where strangers hugged each other, not knowing each other's names, but knowing they shared the same heartbeat. Of course, the world reacted. News outlets ran headlines. Country builds statue for K-pop idol. Kim Taehyung immortalized in stone. From singer to symbol, the rise of V. Some critics scoffed. They asked, why him? Why not a president? Why not a scientist? But you know what ARMY answered? Because scientists heal bodies. Leaders rule nations. But Taehyung, he heals souls. And isn't that just as important? Because the statue isn't really about Taehyung alone. It's about what he represents. It's about art being just as vital as politics. It's about how music can unite people faster than any law or treaty. It's about how kindness, gentleness, and creativity can be stronger than violence. The statue says to the world, "Look, this is what matters. Not crowns, not wars, but love." Now imagine years from now. Children will walk past that statue. They won't know every BTS lyric. They won't know every award. But they'll ask their parents, "Who is he?" And their parents will answer, "He was an artist who changed the world. He was proof that one person's voice can echo across oceans." And those children will grow up believing in the power of art. They'll grow up believing they too can make a difference. But here's the real twist. This statue, it isn't just about Taehyung. It's about you. Because who made this possible? ARMY did. Every stream, every vote, every letter, every project, they all added up. This statue is proof that your love matters. Never think your voice is too small. Because look what happened when millions of small voices came together. They built stone. They built history. They built Taehyung's legacy. So, what do we take away from this? That sometimes the world honors kings and warriors. But sometimes it honors dreamers. And Taehyung is proof that being gentle is not weakness, it's strength. That being yourself can move mountains. That love, when shared, can outlive even time. ARMY, if one country could create a giant statue of Kim Taehyung, imagine what else the world can do when love, not power, leads the way. So the next time you feel small, the next time you doubt yourself, remember this. One boy from Daegu dreamed. He sang. He believed. And today, a statue stands tall in his name. Not because he ruled a nation, but because he ruled hearts. And maybe, just maybe, that's the greatest crown of all. If this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button. Because this channel isn't just about news. It's about stories that remind us why we love, why we dream, and why we never give up. Tell me in the comments, if you stood before Taehyung's statue, what would you say to him? I'll be reading every word. Until next time, keep